It's Dr. Bird's Grill, Bar and Grill on Grubhub.
I think if everybody's ready, we can go ahead and start.
Okay. Welcome, everybody. This is my kitchen, Dr. Bird's Bar and Grill, at your service. So what I wanted to share with you today is a family recipe. My grandmother used to make this mac and cheese, and it was always fantastic, one of my favorite things. And so I like to make it for my family as well. So this is not the blue box mac and cheese. This is much, much, much better. This is really great for, you know, if you're having a family dinner, if you're having Thanksgiving, Christmas, or just any time when you got a lot of people coming over and they like cheese. They have to like cheese for this to be a good hit. So we'll start. So you should have the recipe if you want to follow along. And I actually made a flow chart if you also want to follow along the flow chart. So, you know, engineers are all able to cook because we can all follow a flow chart, right? It's all recipes, just an algorithm. So we'll should be able to follow steps. So we're going to boil the macaroni first. We'll fill up the pot, not too full, you know, but enough to give the macaroni plenty of room. That's good. I only have a cup of macaroni. I'm going to throw some salt in here. Good, salty. Pop that on the stove. Yeah. Get that going. All right. So once we get the water boiling, we'll add the macaroni. We cook the macaroni according to the directions, usually about 9 minutes or so. So you want to cook it on the low end of whatever the box says because it's going to cook more in the oven. So we'll get this up to a boil and we'll get going. So while I'm waiting for that, the other thing you want to have for this recipe is really good cheese. And I like sharp cheese, very sharp, you know, gives a lot of flavor. And a lot of times what I'll do in this, I will use the white cheese, white cheddar like this, for the filling part. And I'll always put some of the orange cheese on top so it looks like cheese. You know, if it's just white, it doesn't look like mac and cheese. So you can get pre-grated cheese, but, you know, I usually not pretty satisfied with the pre-grated cheese in terms of its sharpness and flavor. So I usually grate my own. So for this recipe, I said in the recipe that I generally use a pound. This is about 3/4 of a pound. So this stick here is about 8 ounces, and I've already grated up about half a block here. So that's another 4 ounces. So I don't know whether you've seen this contraption before. It's called a box grater. There's lots of different kind of graters you can get, but this one's a nice old-fashioned thing. You got to watch your fingers when you get to the back. But because, you know, we're just going to be baking and melting this, it doesn't matter if you get every little bit. So I like to put it into little pieces.
What brand of cheese are you using?
Oh yeah, good question. This is Cabot Seriously Sharp Vermont White Cheddar. That's what I'm using. But I just get whatever the sharpest you can find. It doesn't have to be white. It can be the orange cheese, yellow, whatever you want. Not quite boiling yet. Should have started the water first. Okay. So this kind of gives you a nice little upper body workout here. Yes, and all this cheese is going to go into this casserole. It's great if you like cheese. If you don't like cheese, this is a terrible recipe for you.
Someone said it even says seriously sharp.
Seriously sharp. Seriously. Okay. All right, so when you've got all of that grated, looks like this, kind of get it all out of there, all the little pieces. So this is about 3 cups, maybe 4 of cheese, grated cheese. All right, we're boiling yet? What's wrong with this? A little faster than that. Okay, so we're waiting on the boiling. So, all right, so we got our cheese ready. We'll be cooking our macaroni. The other part that goes into this, so this comes from a recipe that was originally called macaroni pie. So it is a casserole. It's not macaroni with a cheese sauce. It's all baked together, makes this nice sort of quiche-like custard, you know, so we've got eggs, and milk, and that's really eggs, milk, and cheese is pretty much it. So I'm going to use 2 eggs here. All right. And I don't know what I want to talk about when the macaroni is boiling.
So is anybody cooking this as well with Dr. Byrd? If you are, you can unmute and let us know that you're doing that.
Yeah, if I get too far ahead, let me know.
Yeah, that's us. We're making it.
Okay,
Okay.
are you the group that made the pitas last time?
Yeah, that's us.
Awesome. Thanks for coming back.
Yeah.
All right.
Michael, are you cooking it? I just see Michael moving around. I don't know if he's maybe.
Ask them if they've got any questions.
Yeah, you have any questions? So where are you? Is your water boiling yet?
We're not quite boiling, but we're getting there. We've got a pretty big pot. We've already grated the cheese though, and
Okay.
we're doing the eggs. We're following right along with you.
Okay. All right. Good. All right. I really don't want to get too far ahead, so I'll wait for the macaroni. Well, I was going to do this later, but so while you're waiting for things, I've got another little bonus recipe for you that that if you get hungry while you're cooking, you know, sometimes you need a little snack. And one of my other famous recipes, family recipes that I like to share is a peanut butter and pickle sandwich. Now, some of you will be going, ooh, peanut butter and pickle, but you have to try this at least once. So get any kind of peanut butter you like. This is kind of runny because it's that natural peanut butter and I just opened it, so it's really oily, but any kind of peanut butter, crunchy, smooth, whatever. And then pickles. I like kosher dill, but you know, anything you like is fine. But you really need to try this with dill. So we like these sandwich slicers, right? They're already sliced and thin for you. Just put 1 or 2 of these on there. Put it on your bread. Peanut butter and pickle. I'm telling you, they're really good. So I don't know if you believe me or not, but you really ought to try this at least once. You'll thank me.
Somebody said people's reactions, their faces.
Emily, do you guys have peanut butter and pickles to try that along?
I don't know, check the fridge, do we? Oh yes, I see pickles.
We've got pickles.
On my shelf, yeah.
You have to have peanut butter.
Yeah.
You gotta try it.
Okay, stay tuned. Stay tuned. I think we can try it.
I think I have to put this atrocity in my class evals.
What's that?
I think that's so gross. I'm gonna have to put that in my class evals when I fill them in.
Okay, all right. But I'm telling you, you got to try it. You really do, because you'll thank me later. All right.
Someone said they already had theirs in the oven because they got too hungry. Ask who it is.
So who put your macaroni in the oven already? You'll be done by the time we're boiling our water, I think.
That was me, I think.
Connor Bryant.
Connor, okay. Great.
I couldn't wait any longer. I was getting really hungry.
I know. Well, when it cooks, too. Doesn't it smell good when it cooks?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. We got almost a boil here.
Ask the people that are cooking it. It starts boiling.
You got boiling water yet? All right, so it's just started to boil. I'm going to go ahead and put this in. That's 1 cup of dried macaroni. Stir it up a little bit so it doesn't stick on the bottom. And just let that go for 9 minutes. 2, 9, start. We'll let that do its thing. Okay, now back over here, we got our 2 eggs that we put in here. We're just gonna, I said beat the eggs, but you just need to whisk them. You just need to, you can do this with a fork or whatever you got. You're just trying to mix them up here a little bit.
No, that's a Tesla stove.
It's not a Tesla stove. It is an induction stove, though, so double E's will be really interested in that. It uses a magnetic induction to heat up the pot. It doesn't heat up the surface. It heats up the pot. It's really pretty interesting. Okay, so there's that.
His stove has animations.
And then we do 1 cup of milk. None of this is exact at all. I mean, if it's a little more, a little less, it's not going to hurt anything. So about 1 cup of milk, any kind of milk, fat-free, whole milk, whatever you like. Yeah, sorry about that. All right, then the recipe says salt and pepper to taste. We don't do a lot of pepper around here, but you know, if you like hot sauce, you could put a little cayenne, or you could put a little Tabasco. I know you kids like the sriracha, so you know you could put some of that in there if you want to. Yeah, white pepper is good so that you don't have little black flakes sticking around there. I'm going to turn this down a little bit so it doesn't pour in. All right. Then this is another secret ingredient. This is dried mustard. Right, so it's just ground up mustard seeds, what it is. But this kind of gives the filling a little more tanginess, a little more acidity. But if you don't have it, you can do without. It's okay. So this is about a teaspoon of that. Goes right in there.
Connor can't open his pickle jar.
All right, we just mix that up. Mustard dissolved in there. All right. So that's good. So we're really waiting on the macaroni. So while we're waiting on the macaroni, we'll get our dish ready. So a lot of recipes, they'll say, you know, put this in a greased casserole. What they mean is you can spray it, you know, with the cooking spray like Pam or oil. But you can also use butter for that. You just take a little butter or margarine. Butter's better. Take a little butter, a little piece of it, and just smear it around. And just get a nice coating of butter around there so it doesn't stick too much. And you just break it off little pieces and use as much as you need. You want to get up on the sides so it doesn't stick to the sides. So I think this is about a 9 by 9 casserole, or maybe 10 by 10. This is about the right size for this amount of macaroni. Of course, you can always make more.
Hey, Dr. Byrd, we made your pickle
Hey,
peanut butter
Emily, there was a
sandwich thing.
question about whether you guys like the pickles and peanut butter.
Oh, we're
Yeah,
trying it
we're-
right now.
Yeah, got them now.
What do you think?
I like it.
It's kind of
It's
strange.
Weird.
Not as
Yeah, I
good,
like
not
it.
as
Pretty
weird as I
weird.
expected.
It's in the name that says
Which
the
is-
line.
Okay, better than I expected, actually.
I might actually make it again.
It's mediocre.
Oh, come on. Mediocre. You got the brine, you got the saltiness, you got the peanut.
There's a very
Who doesn't
complex
like peanut
flavor palette going on here.
butter?
Nice.
Well, my dad was a big peanut butter eater, and he would try peanut butter on just about anything. And some of it worked and some of it didn't, but This peanut butter and pickle was a real keeper.
Ask him.
How about peanut butter and banana? Do you guys do peanut butter and banana?
Yes. Now, ask him what kind of pickle I have.
Did you have kosher dill, or what kind of pickle did you have?
I think we have, what is it?
Kosher baby dill.
Kosher baby dill.
Oh, baby dill. Okay. All right. Well, I love it. So, okay, let's see. We got that ready. We got about 4 more minutes on the macaroni. Let that cook. So one thing I forgot to say is be sure to preheat your oven before, while all this is going on, you want your oven to get nice and up to temperature. So we've already done that before we started. And what else is there to do? I think we got to wait on the macaroni. I think that's what we got to do. So any questions or other comments so far? If those of you who made it already, what do you think?
Is Connor still cooking?
Still cooking? Okay.
I said, ask him. Ask
All right.
Ask
Connor, the one you made ahead of time, is it good?
It's still in the oven right now.
Okay, still in the
Got
oven.
about 15 more minutes.
Okay, all right.
Wait, were
Okay.
you the one that said you made almond butter and pickle?
Yeah, I
Huh.
was good at first, but then like my second or third bite, I wasn't too sure about it.
Yeah, I've not tried the almond butter. I have to say that.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay. So when I was a kid, I used to actually do sweet pickles with it too, but nobody in my family likes sweet pickles anymore. So I haven't tried that in a couple of decades. So I don't know if that's any good. Peanut butter and potato chips. That's also good. Yeah. All right. We're close to being done here. Let me actually try it. See if we're al dente. Almost. Anybody have any tips for keeping the water from boiling over? Anybody have any good ideas about that? You can put the spoon over the pot. It does help break up the bubbles, so that helps.
Turn the heat down. Once
Turn
it's
the heat
boiling,
down. That's
it
an
doesn't,
excellent
it doesn't
excellent
matter.
advice.
where your noodles to be good.
There's no benefit to like an extra hard bubble as long as you're stirring it occasionally.
I can't hear.
How do you know when your noodles are done?
So it's just
Tell me.
yeah. How do you know when the noodles are done? I mostly go by the timer, to be honest, but it should be easy to bite. The Italians say al dente, right? So it has a little resistance to it. It's not limp, and so I got a minute left. These are probably okay. And like I said, these are going to cook more. And you can use the bigger macaroni noodles too. Oh yeah, that's good. All right, that's fine. I'm gonna stop this. All right, so once the macaroni's done, why'd you do that? No, honey. You did the wrong thing. Okay, so come over here because I'm gonna go. All right, now, this is fun. We got to drain the boiling water off the noodles. So we use a colander like this or something smaller. Just be really careful because it's got, hot water. You don't want to get scalded. So we just drain the macaroni in that. We get some of that water out. Again, none of this is critical. Right? It's just the way I do it. And we put the macaroni back in the pot because we're gonna be stirring more stuff into it. All right, so I'm gonna just put it on the stove here. The first thing we're gonna put in is butter. And we're gonna take about, it says a heaping tablespoon, so this is about a tablespoon. And we'll do this. I like to put it into pieces so it melts better, so I'll just put a few pieces of butter in there. If you're following the flow chart, what does it say? It says, is it melted? No, then you stir. Is it melted? No, then you stir. Is it melted? No, then you stir. So you just want to get the butter nice and melted so it coats the macaroni and you don't have lumps of butter in your casserole.
Someone says, how long does the stir command run?
The stir command. I don't have a timer on the stir command. It's just until. All right, so you can leave it. I'm going to grab the cheese. So the next thing that goes in is the cheese. And we just dump it right in the pot here with the macaroni. Sometimes it sticks to the paper plate. It's all right. All right, so that's one batch. We got a second batch here. Of course, this is going to melt in the oven, so you don't have to worry about it. But I like to stir it up, get it nice and evenly distributed. Some of it will melt a little bit. That's a lot of cheese. Perfect. Perfect amount of cheese. All right. So once that's stirred in good, then the next thing we're going to add is our egg mixture. So that goes in next. Stir that in, get it all mixed up. And what you're going to end up with is you want it to look a little wet, right, like this. If it looks a little dry, you know, so you want this egg custard to you know, be enough to kind of coat everything and bake real nice in the oven. And that looks really good. You're going to want it to probably be wet. It could be a little drier than this. But if you think it's too dry, you can add more milk. It's not critical. All right. So that is really it. You take the casserole dish, we greased nicely. Why don't you come on this side? All right, we pour that in. Let's get it all in there, all that yummy cheesy goodness. Don't want to leave any cheese in the pot. How's it going? You guys still with me? You still cooking?
Thumbs up.
All right.
All right. We're at the exact same spot. We're about to put ours in the pan.
Great. All right, and you just kind of smooth this out. You get it nice and flat and even. You want some macaroni to be showing because you want it, you know, people to know that this is macaroni and cheese. But you just get it just kind of nice and even here. All right, and then because you can never have too much cheese, here's some extra sharp orange cheese. I like my mac and cheese to look orange. So I put this on the top. I don't even measure this, it's just whatever looks good. You just want to put more on the top, kind of cover it. Nice even layer here. More is better. All right. And the last little trick is you put little dabs of butter on the top here. And again, if you're trying to cut down on your butter, that's fine too. You don't need it, but it helps to make the top brown. So just get little dabs here. So spread out throughout. Strategically placed. All right. And it's ready to go in the oven. So no particular trick. You put it in the middle of the oven and you turn on the timer and it goes for about 40 minutes. So by the magic of television, we have this one. It's all ready to go. This is what you want it to look like. When it's really hot, it'll be nice and bubbly on the sides and yummy and scrumptious. And you want it to get a little,
It's bubbling some there.
yeah, you want it to get a little brown, just a little bit, so that it looks really nice. All right. That's it. Let's have some. Can't wait to eat some. And this is pretty good left over too. And you know, all the stuff that we did before we put it in the oven, that can be done the day before. So you can put it, you can fix all that stuff. You can put it in the fridge and then just stick it in the oven. And so 40 minutes, last night when I cooked this, 40 minutes wasn't quite enough. It wasn't brown. So don't be afraid to just put it in some more. And I'm going to try this because I've been waiting for it for a whole day. Cheesy, creamy, yummy. Okay. So, of course, adjust things the way you like. More macaroni, less, probably not less macaroni, but, more macaroni, more cheese, less cheese, a little hot sauce, whatever you like. And this is a sure crowd pleaser. All right, any questions, comments?
Did not see that TV show trick come in, honestly.
You thought I was going to keep you waiting for 40 minutes?
I guess I didn't think that far, but
It took long enough for the water to boil. I don't want to make you wait for the macaroni to cook.
Someone said breadcrumbs.
No, I don't do breadcrumbs. But if that's what you like, you can. I don't want to detract from the cheese. But yeah, I mean that's a good choice. Breadcrumbs is fine. It's not what I do. Not what my family's done. All right.
Tell me when to know how they're just
So
Is that going to be on the test?
well, the algorithm I might ask you to interpret the flow chart or something. So the one that was in the oven, is yours ready yet?
Yeah. I just took it out. I'm about to have my first bite right now.
put some breadcrumbs.
Oh man.
Let me know how you like it.
Can you hold it? So we're just gonna take a picture with it.
Oh, okay.
No, like Dr. Byrd. Sorry, Connor.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, you want me to hold this?
Yeah.
tell Connor to see this.
Well, if it's possible, so we can see your face too.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, they want me with it. They're gonna
Yep.
take a picture. All right.
Thank you, Dr. Byrd.
All right, Connor, I want to see yours. How's yours look? I have to come around to see it.
Pretty.
All right.
Yeah.
That looks good.
Kind of. It's good though. It's good, even though it doesn't look that good.
It looks really good. So what kind of cheese did you use?
Honestly, like the Food Lion brand, like sharp cheddar.
Yeah. I like the orange cheese too. It's really any sharp cheese is good. Cheddar is what I typically use. I've done it with blue cheese and all kind of stuff too. But this works for anything. All right, thanks everybody. I think that's all I've got.
Tell the other group you want
yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Byrd. Anybody want to say
Yeah, make
anything?
sure that the other folks that are cooking it, send me an email. Let me know how you liked it.
We will.
I will.
Yeah, we're about 40 minutes behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Yasmin. Or Yasmin.